Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Ag Network, reporting to you here today from the Pistachio Insights Day. American Pistachio Growers put this on in Visalia Convention Center. We had a panel discussion about water. SGMA, the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, has been of high concern for growers, and in a wet water year, we've had some big challenges. I'm here with Congressman John Duarte. How many of our farmers know you for many years as selling their trees, all the trees they've got on the farms, the Duarte nurseries. But now, as their congressman, I wanted to talk with you about what you're doing in your position to make a difference. I mean, it's easy to complain about the situation that we're in, that farmers are in, and I think you had about enough of it.
Yeah.
You know, enough of that complaining and wanting to finally just get out there and do something about it in this position that you're in.
Yeah.
We're going to be coming up on 2 years as a congressman for the 13th district in California. What have you done for water so far? What are your priorities? You know, you mentioned today also writing some letters to try to apply some pressure to some of the folks, the powers that be here in California.
Thank you, Matthew. It's great to be here with Malcolm Media. I was one of your first advertisers back when it was American Vineyard with Dan Malcolm Sr., so I was honored to be here with you today. There's a lot we can do about water. Of course, we've been writing letters to the Bureau of Reclamation saying why only 40% allocations, why allocations in May and June when farmers need to plan earlier than that. So we've done that 2 out of 2 years, and ironically, and not to be lost in the conversation, 2 out of 2 of the wettest years we've had in decades. So why hasn't the Bureau of Reclamation been able to allocate our south of the Delta farmers more water in wet years? This is ridiculous. But there's a lot more we can do. One thing I'm doing is working on dredging. If we open up our channel flow in the San Joaquin River channel system all the way through the Delta, we can actually hold more water in the reservoirs, because when we get inundated with huge torrential flooding rainstorms, we can let that water flush out to the ocean easier. And that allows us to change the way we operate our reservoirs and hold more water for farms, for homes, for cities, and for the environment. So we're looking at that. We're looking at checking these municipalities who are dumping their sewage into the Delta and into the Bay Area without full treatment. And they're causing algal blooms and causing us to flush the Delta like a toilet, because we're using it for a toilet. So we're going to fix that. We're looking
that seems very ironic, because it's those same people that are pointing their fingers at farmers.
Oh, if we had a hearing. If you go on my Instagram account and look Rep. John Duarte, there was a hearing where I was asking these guys, what do you mean you're just now addressing non-tertiary treated discharges of effluent into the Delta? That's a clean water. That's a point source pollution into a water of the U.S., indisputably. And the Clean Water Act was passed 50 years ago, and you're chasing vernal pools. Well, you're not addressing these issues. And that's using a huge amount of our water resources, because we're polluting the Delta, and we've got to flush the Delta with it. So it is ridiculous. We're also looking at a major infrastructure project that I think is very doable, just extending the Folsom South Canal all the way down to the Delta pumps, so we can move American River watershed water down to the pumps without going through the Delta and the river system and avoiding a lot of the ecological issues. These are all flood waters. We think it's worth 800,000 acre feet a year. So it's a huge amount of water. So these are things we're doing to actually get water on the farms, in the communities, that we believe are doable, and doable within a limited number of years. I mean, I was inspired today to find out that the Bryant-Kern Canal got built within 6 years. So these are realistic projects that we can get done in a time frame that will actually matter while we're here on the ground. And so I'm excited to be here with the American Pistachio Growers today. We're doing a water hearing in Santa Nella on September 6th. And so I hope everyone will keep an eye out for that. At the Mission Doro Hotel on Friday, September 6th, there's going to be a Natural Resources Committee field hearing in district. And that's going to be my first field hearing in district. So I'm very excited about it. And we're going to go in depth on these different initiatives we're taking to get water on the farm here in California.
Well, and those things, you know, even 6 years, that seems like a long time, but all these other things have taken so much longer.
Yep.
So, but it sounds to me like we need you in your position a little longer than just November, right?
A little longer. Let's push this out a couple more terms, I hope.
So you are up for election this November, and we do appreciate your commitment to agriculture and your jurisdiction, the folks that rely not only on agriculture and their jobs, but putting food in their mouths.
Yes.
So thank you. Really glad we got a farmer in Congress. Read more about these things in our publications. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.